Sweet. Here we are. You want to say like where we are?
I'm Ronan Dunne and we're in Schladming in Sleeper's Gaff doing a podcast.
Fuck yeah. How's the laps been?
Yeah, pretty sick. What we did 10 today. We're at Leo Gang day before, and then Schladder's the day
10
before.
today.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Yeah, some crack. Oh, tracks here are just dreamy, just flat out, just let off the brakes, and then you can hear Andy Kolb up your arse the whole way down, just squealing away. So yeah, it's good crack.
Sick. And we're 5 days after the win
Yeah.
in Poland. Has it sunk in yet? What's it been like?
Yeah, it's kind of sunken. I've had really bad brain fog, to be fair, actually. First day riding was pretty weird. Just like, because you kind of completely forget about it until you look at your phone. You're like, oh, wow, I actually won a World Cup. Like, in between that, if you're not on your phone, really, you kind of just like, it doesn't seem like reality. So you're kind of just like, oh, yeah, I've done a race. But yeah, once you look at your phone, then you see like all the followers or just like the post, and you're like, oh, yeah, I won a race. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
That's amazing. Walk us through the weekend from start to finish.
Yeah, so Poland, new race. We all seen kind of a few photos of it, and like I think it looked kind of bike parky and just natural and stuff, and everyone's like, that's like I thought it looked kind of cool. We all seen that dodgy track preview, I think, like 4 pixels, and everyone was already complaining. I was like, all right, if everyone's complaining, that's pretty good, because when you hear, I mean, all the riders like to whine. It's a new trend of World Cups whining. And then when you hear them whine, it's good for the confidence, because you're like, okay, I'll just pretend I'm having a great week. And then like if you pretend you're happy, you're going to be happy eventually. So yeah, but came in, track was savage. It was so sick. Proper looking track, fresh Lomer. And then first day practice a bit dodgy. Like I'm not big, I like loam for riding fun, but not racing because it's just too loose. And then once she started raining and got cut up properly, I was like, right, we have a proper race track in our hand. And yeah, it's pretty, just went from there. Qualies.
Hang on, at the end of that first day, were you feeling like, I saw most of the riders were, after it rained, they were struggling. Like it got good, and then it got dry, and then it rained again. And it was like, a lot of people didn't know where they were at with it. Like they were left at the end of the day a bit like deflated.
Yeah, no, I liked it when it rained, to be honest. Usually I much prefer dry tracks now, but it's just because it was so loose and loamy and there's no lines. Once it rained, big up the B practice, they took the hit for us and cut her in nicely. And then once we got back out, it was savage. It was pretty slippy, and then it dried a bit, and we had like I think one or 2 runs of prime. And then I was like, right, we can do something with this track. It's pretty good. And then come qualies, I think P3. And I was like, right, run felt all right, but we still have more. And then semis P4. And then once you're like consistent to that top 5, you're like, okay, then we have a podium on our hands. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was pretty sick to be back, kind of knowing you can get on the podium on a proper. And coming from Fort William as well, I was like, love Fort William, but the track, I just can't, that gravel stuff, it's just not my alleyway as well. So I was like, pretty hungry for a proper result, like a stoked P11, but yeah, you always want more, really. So
yeah, the end of semis was P4, so you're waking up, you're feeling like, okay, we're on here. Practice runs in the morning.
Yeah, prime practice runs. They were just, I think I got 3 in, and they're all just, they're fairly good practice. I think I snapped the chain last one. So I was like, just had a cruiser, just tried to like hit stuff without sprinting out of it. And I was like, race runs were kind of like, the weather was being a bit of a bollocks, and I was acting up a bit. But I think once she came out, the sun is, we were like, grand, fast, dry race. It should be pretty sick. So
and when the runs start happening, do you like watch the live feed to like see what the track's like, or do you just kind of look at it from the gondola and are like, nah, it's looking quite dry?
A few people were saying this. They're like, oh, like, do you look at it? And this week I did look at it, and I got kind of addicted because, what was it? Where did Oisin came pretty low down in semis, and he put down a stormer of a run, I think, 'cause he was in the hot seat. So he was finished his run before I was going up, and I see him on hot seat. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, like, big up to Oisin on that. But I was also like, right, like, I need to beat him, because like I love the fella, but he's probably one of my biggest competitions, being the fellow countryman. I'd say I'm in one of his biggest as well, and we both, like, I'm pretty sure I've told him that anyway. But yeah, I was stoked to see him up there. But I was like, right. And I seen his time. I was like, I wonder what time he did. I know he probably put down a stormer because I rode with him in practice and he was up my arse for a fair bit of it. Like I couldn't shake him, and like you never can really shake him, to be fair. He's like, and same when I follow him, we'll get to the bottom, we'll be like, oh, nice cruisy run, even though we're sweating and probably nearly took the front about several times. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, so I knew he was going quick, and he was riding savage at the Irish National before as well.
Were you there as well?
Yeah, I was there. That was Savage week, but he was riding some boy there. So I knew he was riding. He was riding really good. That and plus P5 in qualies in Fort Bill as well. So when I seen him on the hot seat, I was like, right, I have to see what time. And I think he put down a 58 maybe. I could be wrong, 58 or something. So I was like, quick all the time.
What was your semis?
Three flat.
Right,
so I was like, oh, he's got me there. So I was like, right, I'll aim for a 56 then. I'll try put him in his place or something. So I was thinking on top, and then I was like, then I kind of got addicted to looking at the times, and then I seen Benoit beat him. I was like, oh, now we have a new fastest time. And then Bruni came down and wiped the arse with everyone. And what did he do? 55. And I was like, fuck, But it's just like, yeah, I seen the time. I was like, that was, pretty rash time. That was fairly quick. I was like, right, we need to put down an absolute stormer. But then I kind of stopped looking at it after Bruni, really. Yeah, so, yeah.
That's still pretty late, though. It's funny because most people, like I was sitting watching everybody. I really wanted to watch that race for some reason, but I was shooting at the top, so I was getting all the drop-ins.
Yeah.
It was perfect 3 minutes gaps for a 3 minute track, so I could watch an entire run, shoot them coming out the gate, watch the rest of the run.
Yeah.
And I was in the view of someone, I can't remember who it was, but the mechanic turned my phone away.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, don't let them see.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd look at the live stream now, because then you'd see someone crash, and that would, because if they crash in a section, even if you could tell they probably took the front or clearly crash, that'll probably be always in your eyes, but at times you can't. So
yeah, right. So you're just looking at times, not...
Yeah, I was just looking at times and not splits, just times really, and just seeing who was there. Because there's always riders you want to beat, really. But like, it was good to see the time really and see, okay, what I need to do. And I thought it was quite helpful. Like just, I could see myself doing it more really, looking at times.
Well, it worked out quite well.
Yeah, it worked out. I think it just set a new goal because like I think I got 3 flat, and the semis run I knew I could take 3 or 4 seconds off. I was pretty confident with that. So I was like, right, when I seen 5 off, I was like, or that would have been about 4.5, I think. But yeah, when I seen that, I was like, right, that's a fair ask. Like, so
yeah, your sort of attitude towards race runs is really aggressive. Just like watching you come out the gate in semis, I was like just at the end of the sort of sprint off the boardwalk.
Yeah.
And you were like, fucking come on to yourself out the gate. Can you just like talk about what sort of mind frame you try and get in?
Yeah.
Because it seems like you're going to war.
Yeah, a good few people have asked me about this, even when I said was about the going home in a helicopter or we're winning.
Yeah.
I think like mindset now, the racing, I think we're all such equal riders, but it's the mindset now. And like I suppose like watching even fighters, they have the mindset like it's literally win or die. Like you beat the fuck out of this lad or you're dead, even though you're not going to actually die. But yeah, it's trying to get myself in that mindset really. Like this run is, well, it's the most important thing in your life at that moment. Like when you think of it like that, that's like a different 2 seconds could be changing your whole career really. So, but like I was just thinking, everything's on the line for this run. But my riding, I was thinking about this today. I wasn't riding all out, but I had my mindset to be all out. Like it was like failure isn't an option. Like that you can't be coming down and be like, oh, like that was like nice run. I was like, nah, we're going for it regardless. But riding felt steady enough, but I had the mindset to battle, like fight someone really. You'd have your adrenaline so high coming into the start. So it's not like first turn, heart rate bumps. I'd say my heart rate's already out the roof through the gate because I've just hyped myself up so much already. Yeah. So I don't know, it's a weird one, but I think it's helping. I'm really liking that mindset of just pure aggression and just like if you don't do this, you're life's over, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've had that. Have you had that same mindset over the past few years? Because you were definitely riding more ragged,
Yeah.
like the years before, and now it's like everyone was saying how clean your run was this time.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't have that mindset before. It was just racing. Okay, it's a race result. But then like after the run, you'll realize, okay, it's just a race result. But for that period now, it's just like, it's more than a race result. It's everything else, like in your mindset, just is out the window. And it's like, this is the most important thing in the world right now, is winning this race. So like, yeah, no, my mindset definitely wasn't like that before. And I think right now I'm loving that mindset. It's helping for sure. It just gives you that aggression. I don't know, I'm not getting that fatigued really, because it's just you're just so hyped, and just, that's why people always see me pedaling everywhere. It's just, I'm not thinking, I just need more speed everywhere I can get it. So it's helping, really. Yeah, it's a weird one, but yeah, I'm liking it. Not, yeah, a few riders want to chill set, and I'm like, fuck that. No, I want to snap the cranks again out of the game. I want to, I don't know, fight a commentator at the start, just get into that, kind of mad state. But yeah, it's helping, really.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I think a few people are like, fuck, he's looking, I'd be shadow boxing. I'd be beating the fuck out of a tree before the start of my run. I'd be looking like thankfully nobody's Red Bull isn't filming or something. Like, fuck, this kid's out there. Yeah, but yeah, I'm
we'll
just
bring the full sparring gear up.
Literally, I'd love that. I'd love to fight my mechanic if he's sparring gear. I'd just be savage. I think me and Ushin did it. Where was it? Fort William.
Yeah, I saw you from a distance, like kind of wrestling with each other.
Yeah, I went up to him and like I went up to say good luck. Because I don't go up to riders say good luck. Really, it's really just Ushin unless they're right beside you. But I went up to him say good luck, and I think one of the TV cameras there was thinking we just come shake hands, and then we just fucking started baiting the fuck out of each other, just getting each other in a headlock and stuff, and then we just stop, shake hands, and go on. Really, I think it must have been qualies, yeah, because he smoked it in qualies, and yeah, it's pretty gas, but it just gets you fired up, really, and yeah, I don't really. Yeah, it helps anyway with the run. But the riding, then once you get into the run, you're super aggressive and like super motivated. But I'm not going like stupid. Still think like I'm riding safe enough. So yeah, like, man, and it makes a good GoPro because just like they're breathing and shouting at each other, at yourself. It definitely helps. Yeah,
that's class. And then when it's all over, it's like, it must be a mad feeling when it's all said and done. It like from the live feed footage or whatever. It was like the post race interviews. It was almost like just disbelief.
Yeah,
from you. Like you weren't even like really fully there. It seemed like you were just like,
yeah, it's a bit shell shock for sure. Because they come like, especially seeing Bruni's time and then coming down and actually beating Bruni on a fair dry track is definitely a weird feeling, really. Because like I came down, I was like, the run felt really good. But I didn't think it would be enough to beat that time, really, or beat him. So I came down, and when I seen green, I was like, "Holy fuck!" I was buzzing. It's pretty wild. It was just a weird. I wasn't expecting it my first win like there. It was just weird, but I was definitely it was quite cool.
Sick. Did you have a hugie afterwards in terms of like a night out?
No, not really. Honestly, I wish, to be fair, because with this week off, but there wasn't much going on. I think there's that pizza shop and there's just loads of riders in there drinking, but yeah, there wasn't any massive one, which was a bit of you'd love to go to a big club after winning a race, to be fair. A bit disappointed on that one, but I mean, it's more motivation to go do it again, proper night out afterwards. Maybe Leger, that'd probably be the best one to do.
Yeah, a good one.
But yeah, it wasn't nothing too crazy, to be fair. And plus, once you get racing, and I've been letting the Irishness of me down with the drinking. So after a few drinks, you're smoked. It's such a big weekend now. It's like with semis and all, your body is just, you're pretty smashed, to be fair. And then you think you have one pint, you're like, Jesus, fuck. But yeah, you'd miss it though, to be fair.
Yeah, because in the past, you've definitely been like at the after parties and all that. Has that sort of calmed down over the past little while? Yeah,
100%. Like first year elite, like we were, it was great crack. Well, because it wasn't my job. It wasn't like I was just an Irish kid getting to do this. Like I really didn't see it. Like I know I did well at my first few races, which was crazy, but I didn't think it would be enough to be having a salary just never. So I think I remember was a Leger 2021. So my first year, my second World Cup ever. I think we went out partying the night before practice. I think I was up till 4 a.m, just like in the bowling alley in Leger, and then I qualified 20th, like on a dry track, like full privateer spec. Which even now I'm just like, how the fuck did that work? But I mean, like I wasn't getting paid. I didn't have sponsors weren't relying on me. People's jobs weren't relying on me. Like I wasn't. So I think it was fair. I was like, well, I enjoyed myself. So as a kid, I mean, when I say a kid, it was 3 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. But I mean, now it's like there's a massive factory relying on you. There's mechanics, engineers, and their sole job and income is for you to win races. And even myself, like it's my job now. So it's literally, it's like, all right, time to cop on and get the job done. And if you get the job done, then go have a bit of crack, like for sure. Go have some fun, really. But yeah, it's and I think that's definitely helped as well. Like even this off season, we kind of still went out. I'd be rude not to go on a few nights here and there, but we had to head down. And like if you went for a night out, you'd be in the gym next day or doing downhill runs. So it was pretty good. Except the night me and Ushin went out in Dublin after snowshoe or Mont Saint Anne. Yeah, there was no gym after that one. But yeah, nah,
was that like, the end of the year last year?
Yeah,
we had the bridge incident.
No, we had like when we got back to Dublin, there was like a welcome home.
Oh
thing,
shit, yeah,
like interview and party stuff, and that was great crack. So hopefully we end the season on a high. We get another one because that would be nice. But yeah, like I think you see some of these first year elites, and it's just like man, your first year elite, go enjoy it. Well, unless they're not getting paid, I suppose, and sponsors relying on. But the situation I was in, I thought it was a great situation to be in, like full like privateer spec, but so you could go and have fun with it. And if you didn't qualify, you just get on the piss and enjoy it like it was a race. But now it's like if you're not performing, it's like right, we need to rethink some things really.
Yeah,
so it's a weird way to look at it, but yeah, it's nice to cop on a bit and put the head down really.
Yeah, I feel like the parties used to be like a real main factor of the World Cups, and now I think the parties have kind of calmed down. It is like the sport is sharpening up a little bit with that.
Yeah, like which is a shame, to be fair. You think with the whole semi-finals things, the non-qualifier after parties are huge, just the whole field really. So, but I don't know. I suppose we're only into Fort William, and from experience at Fort William after parties, it wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't even a big fan of that, to be fair. But like, I think it'd be cool if there was actual official after parties. I think that's
it'd be good for the fans if nothing else.
Like, I mean, everyone's there to have fun at the end of the day. Fans are coming here to drink, and like if they had a cool party, I don't know, to be honest, maybe before race day you could have it on the venue, but like it just makes it cool, and all the riders love it as well. Like it's great crack. Like back-to-back races now. No, because you're straight to work next week. But like if there's I think after Leger we have a good break. So everyone, I'm sure, Leger, that's like the mecca of after parties. So yeah, I mean it'd be cool if there's more official ones. I know Mont Saint Anne, they had that official one, which was pretty sick until the bridge shot the bed and fell over. But yeah, that was a pretty cool one. It was cool to see. I think the event organizers do that. So it'd be cool to see more of that really. Yeah. Because like if you don't qualify and like you're just like, okay, let's go have fun. It's pretty sick. It's good crack. Yeah.
Did your parents own or run a pub? Have I heard?
No, my mom has a pub at our house, our little Shaveen.
Right.
It's like it may as well be a pub, but literally just like it's a small shed, full pub spec, like 2 pint pours and the full selection of Irish goodness. So yeah, but it may as well be a pub with down people up there, but they just don't pay for anything. So if you're ever in Ireland, the boys need to come see it.
That's sick. No. And so there's always been kind of like a host sort of mentality with your family.
I think with any Irish family, it's kind of like if someone's in your house, you gotta host it. So like, and plus I always I remember even high school and stuff, I always had cool parties and stuff. So it's always kind of cool to host cool stuff especially when it's not in your house, because then shit just gets people just smash up your belongings, which isn't the best. But yeah.
So a lot of people, well, maybe they do know now, I've not really been paying attention, but after your podium in snowshoe in 22, with Oisin.
Yeah.
Is it true that had you not have gotten on the podium there, you were going to enlist in the army?
Yeah, I remember hearing you boys say this before. Yeah, it's a funny one. So when was it? Leo Gang. Was it? I remember I always talked to my parents about the army because I mean, like, I've always had like I think previous family members who were always in the army and stuff, even before there actually was a proper Irish army. But yeah, I always liked the fact of joining the army, even though our army is, I don't think there's much of it, to be fair. But yeah, I was like, fuck, it would always be pretty cool, something to do before getting a proper regular job. So I remember always saying to my parents, and then I think it was Leo Gang, just as I didn't qualify, where I think it crashed. My splits were pretty good and just crashed into the tape, got stuck. We were having a few beers, and then I just got an email from the army saying, congratulations, you've been accepted, like, for the Irish army. Where's my phone? Oh, well, I'll show you later. Anyway, the email there, it's brilliant. And it's like report to, I think it was some barracks in Dublin for like a further assessment. And I was just like, I showed the boys, I was like, this is how much faith the parents had in me for the racing. Even though my parents literally supported me funded my whole years of racing until I finally started getting it paid for. But it's just funny at the time. And then the season was not going great. Well, I mean, like, mixed bag is top 30s, but nothing to make a salary of. So I was like, right. And then I did the exam, I think. Passed the exam, and all I had to do was just go to the barracks for the final, like, thing. And then that was like snowshoe, and then I got podium. I was like, right, fucking get out of here, army. We're going, we've got a job now, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think like it'd be a pretty sick job, to be fair. I always liked the idea, and especially like the Air Force and stuff. So thankfully for snowshoe, because I'm still riding bikes, but I mean, you can do programs with the army where they'll pay for your riding, but unless we get into something, then you get shipped off probably. But yeah, it was always a cool idea, but it was just funny how like once I didn't qualify, it was like an hour later, email come through. I was like, fuck's sake. Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's class.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a specific mentality of somebody that even wants to do that.
Yeah.
So to you, did you just sort of like want the life experience of going to the army? Because
it seems like
teaches you a bunch of cool skills, I'd imagine, like discipline and everything like that.
No, I just think it'd be a really cool job. Like, I know the Irish army, like, was it the part of the UN? So they're over in Lebanon, just like doing peacekeeping missions and stuff. And it'd just be cool to see that part of the world. And plus, I think it's always good I think it'd be pretty cool. Like here in Austria, like they all do, everyone has to do a certain amount of service. I think it sharpen you up and put this bit like put you in your place, really. But it would be cool. I think it'd be cool to serve the whole Irish army, but I don't think it would be a while until something kicked off, and then we'd have to put the bikes in the back burner. But yeah, I think every kid always wanted to join the army at some stage, and I just kind of went a bit close to that step. And I think the main program I would have tried getting into was being a fighter pilot.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah,
as well.
like you go Dovey or something, you see those jets, you're like, holy, like,
looks mega.
that is insane.
Yeah.
Now I don't think we even have jets. I think they've only bought them, so that was the whole point. I seen they were going to buy a few, so I was like, right, in a few years, if we do it properly, maybe. But yeah, it would have been cool. But I mean, this is the best job in the world, so I'm kind of happy here now.
Yeah, you'll be right. It's definitely, you've carried that mentality sort of into your riding. It's like what you're saying about sort of the going to war sort of mentality in your race runs.
Yeah, like that's the thing, was it? Like there's a saying, I think it's like burn the bridges or burn the boats. It's like once that's done, there's no going back. So that's like with a race runs, like once you go through the start hut, there's no going back. You that's it. You have to do it. Like even if you don't ride all out, like which I felt like a lot, like with Poland, it wasn't all out riding. It wasn't like I was getting super sketchy or riding out of my ability. Like I'm sure I could have gone maybe a second quicker, but then also I could have crashed straight away. So I felt like I was within those lines, but just in the mental state, I was like everything was for that, really. So it was quite cool. It makes it so much better as well when you cross the line. You're like, I had myself ready to die for this, and I didn't die, so that's cool. Yeah.
And is that a common sort of mentality in Ireland? You hear about the fighting Irish sort of mentality. Where are you from in Ireland, by the way?
So I'm from Wicklow, but like North Wicklow. So I'm only literally like 10 minutes away or like 5 minutes away from County Dublin.
Right.
So that's why my accent isn't crazy strong. But then also people say I'm like from Dublin because like I was born in Dublin. I've gone to school pretty much my whole life in Dublin. And I'm in Dublin every day for like gym or just going into the city. But then I live in the countryside and live on a farm in Wicklow. So that's kind of like, yeah, I'm like, I'd say a hybrid between the counties. But like obviously Wicklow is my favorite county. And yeah, much prefer Wicklow over Dublin. But that's why I'm kind of like in between both, really.
Is there a lot of people there that are kind of like you?
Not really. Yeah, not really Wicklow. I'd say it'd be more Dublin because there's there's a lot of fighters, like a lot of fighters, and that's kind of like what was it? I'd say McGregor, really. Like I'm sure he's not the best role model, but I mean it's a cool role model for Ireland, McGregor, like just how cocky he is and how like he doesn't give a fuck about anything really. So it's kind of I think for racing, it's good to have somewhat of that mentality as long as you're not a prick to everyone else. But yeah, I think it's somewhat. But I mean, yeah, I'm a big David Goggins fan as well, I suppose, and I think he's got a pretty fucked mentality. But yeah, I'm not trying to take a few of them and also be a good bloke as well at the same time.
Yeah.
But I say before race runs, like, yeah, a bit like, yeah, you kind of forget about all your friends and all that. It's just like,
yeah, you're making the ring walk sort of thing.
yeah, making the ring walk when you're not actually fighting someone really. I think it's just, yeah, you're making it, but like the track is the person you want to beat the fuck out of. So yeah, somewhat like that.
Yeah, we seen the McGregor walk at the end of Snowshoe.
Yeah, I should have done that for Poland. To be fair, it would have been pretty funny.
I thought you were gonna do it. As
yeah,
well.
I know. I thought I was gonna do it as well because I can't walk with like you walk when you're like that. You walk with your shoulders back. So it would have been a perfect time to actually do it because I won. But yeah, I did a little McGregor walk in Snowshoe. I think pretty funny. But yeah, I'll do it again properly. I think it would be pretty good. Like yeah, I must meet the fella. So I think
yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, to be honest, sick and terrifying as well.
Yeah,
fuck me. Yeah, you catch him on a night out. I don't know if I'd be enjoying that too much.
Yeah.
And
no, that's cool. It's cool how you're able to do the kind of cultivating of the mentality before the run.
Yeah.
Through also like the external as well. It's like sometimes you have to do the external.
Yeah.
You know, you say it's like when you're having a conversation, like pull your shoulders back. Like if you're having a business conversation, it's like sit up straight, face the person, that sort of stuff. It's like doing those things to make yourself believe, like you're even more confident than what you even should be. You know what I mean? It's like
top swinger really. But then also like for race runs, like fuck, I'd probably have I don't know how much grams of caffeine would be going through the system as well. So and then also like the music I listen to, like if I didn't have those key aspects as well, you wouldn't be as confident as well. Like it's always, that's why I love the sport. It's humbling as well. I think was it Montaignan after Snowshoe? I was like, I said it on like a year UCI post. I was like, I'm not settling for anything else but a podium I'm only settling for the ground or a podium. And I fucking smashed myself up twice in that weekend. So I was like, that was a good humbler. So he came out too cocky. I think I was second on the first split, like going hard for it and then just tucked it. But then I was like, there was no way I was going to make down the rest of that run without crashing. If I didn't crash there, I was going to 100% crash in the rock garden. So it's like, it's a good humbler to sport. Like if you act too big balls, it's going to put you on the ground and literally it's going to put you on the ground. So it's pretty funny. Yeah.
That's sick.
Man.
It's been kind of a quick come up for you as well. Like in terms of like I was just scrolling your Instagram. I don't know if you noticed that.
I've seen the likes. I was like
deep in there, like doing the research. But it seemed like it went from like in 2020, you were riding a Vitus.
Yeah, big Vitus.
And, racing some nationals and doing some bits. And you went to a World Cup in Mont Saint Anne. And
you got
18th in junior?
Yeah, Worlds. Yeah, 18th in juniors. But I did 3 World Cups before that as well. I think my first year of juniors. So before that, I never raced. I think I raced 1 BDS national, died.
Wow. So then it was all just Irish nationals.
So all in Irish nationals, all just Irish races. And like, I always had that, like, it wasn't like I'd be the kid who'd rock up. Like I never really went abroad. I went Morzine for 2 weeks maybe. And that'd be the only abroad trip. And then the rest is Ireland, push up. We didn't have any bike parks or anything. And then like, I'd always rock up to Irish races with like a little tent and stuff and just really want that like pretend factory look, even though I was nowhere near, no sponsors, maybe like bike shop sponsors that helped me out. And I always wanted that kind of thing. And then did that, and I did my first year junior. Was it Maribor? I don't know where. I think I was like 22nd or something, and that's when I was top 20 qualifiers. So I didn't qualify. I was like, oh, bummer, but like, you know, that was my first proper abroad race, was a World Cup. And then Leger didn't qualify. Oh, Fort William didn't qualify as well as a junior. So I didn't qualify for any of those ones. And I was just like, okay, next one, trust the process. Even though the process wasn't even happening because I wasn't going abroad and riding proper tracks. All I ride is Ireland and push up. And you'd probably do 10 minutes of actual downhill riding a week when you think about it. So like, fuck all riding. And then, then I went to Mont Saint Anne Worlds and got 18th. I was like, I've made it. I am Jesus Christ. I got one photo of some photographer. Like, that was the only photo I could get. Like, one shot. And I was like, professional shot at a World Cup. This is it. And then I was like, okay, the year after we're doing this, like my second year junior, I have to make it work. And then COVID hit. And since I wasn't on a factory team or anything, our cycling arm wouldn't let us race. So I was like, well, this career gone, sick. And then I kind of came into like, then I'd like start riding in t-shirts and kind of not gave up on the dream, but like, I was like, I'm not allowed to race. Next year I'll be elite, so I'm just going to get absolutely dusted. And I have my final year and like leaving cert. And then it's just like, it wasn't even like a idea or like a reality to be a professional mountain biker, because you couldn't see it really. So it's kind of like, I'd go Morzine for a month. I think it was Van Els. It was like one of those Morzine kids just sneaking into bars, underage as fuck, with bleached blonde hair from that COVID thing. And then it was like, yeah, and that was kind of it really. And then it was just like, fuck, we're not going to be racer really. So it was sick. And then I remember when Oshin won Worlds, that like killed me. I was just like, I remember I was the same speed as this guy. And I was like, fuck. I was stoked for him obviously because he was world champion, but I was like, fuck, I'll never be able to do that because I don't have a team. And I was like, it was cool to see an Irish kid do it, obviously, but he was way quicker than me at that time as well. So I was like, fuck, there goes that dream. So I was like, kind of, right, let's get into reality, really.
That's interesting. By a quick comment, what I mean is that like it seemed like in 2019, you weren't actually even that good.
No, like
I
think I was a good rider, but like I didn't have an insane bike, and I just couldn't show it. Like I wasn't a good rider because I couldn't do it. But yeah, like compared to the first year juniors now, I would have been like I wouldn't be anywhere really. So and then once I think it was with the Cummings then with setting up the Conti nuke proof team. Like I think it was for Chris really, they're setting up the team, and then they're like, well, we need another rider for it. And I was like, oh, and then I think Chris was wondering like what I was doing. So like with our families, like we pretty much split it. So my side paid half, and then their side paid half. We went racing. So it's pretty cool. We like cool little setup, small setup. And then I was like, did a bit more. We went to Portugal to Gonçalo's, did like a Portuguese race or something. I think I got fifth at that as well, which was a bit of a surprise because it was actually kind of stacked. I was like, wow. And that nuke proof was a pretty good bike. I think with Fox 40s. Like I came from the lowest of the lowest end rock shock that were blown to Fox 40s, which I was like, especially 29er front wheel as well. I've always been running full 27 to that point as well. So there's just these things. And then, and then we went to the first World Cup. So it was just such a quick change around from a few months of not thinking about even racing to, we're at a World Cup as an elite.
And that was 21.
Yeah, 2021, first year elite. So it was, it's pretty sick.
So going back again, like the Vitus like hookup, what was...
So
the crack there, was that a bike shop?
Yeah, so it was a biking.ie, which is a rental, like a trail center around me. There's like two around me, and they're ran by Niall Davis, and he was the first guy like hooked me up. Oh no, it was Biking Dirty was the first bike shop that hooked up. Trying to shout out all these bike shops. So Biking Dirty, I don't think it's around anymore. And I actually rode a Mondraker on that.
No way.
Which is pretty cool. And then it was Biking.ie, which they gave me like a bike, and I did well at the Irish races. So Vitus gave me a free downhill bike, free enduro bike, which was sick. The enduro bike was a really good bike because it was like an Irish brand. So Yeah,
because it was like a
chain
partner
reaction.
it was Nuke Proof kind of
sister company. Yeah,
yeah, but they weren't developing the downhill bike.
There's no point. Like
yeah,
downhill bikes weren't selling, and at that time, it was enduro was top stuff. So there's no point. But they had a downhill bike, and it was just pretty outdated downhill bike. Like you're not going to do crazy results on it, but good fun to ride. So they gave me like free bike and stuff, which is still insane. Like you can't complain there, but like no like funding or parts or anything, which because I didn't deserve it really. And yeah, then I like it just didn't really make it really on that bike, to be fair. Yeah, and I went on to the Nuke Proof.
How much better was the Nuke Proof?
Oh, it was game changer because the Nuke Proof was like was it Jamie Edmondson got a podium on it in Lusa.
Yeah, that was the walk the talk year again.
Yeah, so like he got the podium on the Nuke Proof, so it could not be a bad bike because I think he got a few top 10s as well. So and it was still like even now I'd still think the Nuke Proof and the new Wish this was the alloy one, so like still good bike, real good bike. So it compared to the Vitus, it was, she was a game changer. Yeah.
Were you kind of like sad when you saw that company sort of
fizzle
away?
Well, for both companies as well. Like even though I was changing brand, like it's the Irish run brand. Like I know the owner and I know all the guys who worked at it. So it just didn't make sense. Like Vitus, they're not a small brand. Like they're everywhere in Ireland and the UK. Like they're a pretty good trail bike. And then Nuke Proof, they were selling
huge.
Like the brand was on,
even when they were making not very good bikes, like they were such a good price point.
Yeah,
everybody had them, and then they started making good bikes for cheap price point.
Yeah,
it was like
great. And like now the bikes are savage. Like that new downhill bike was a great bike. Like I like to think I kind of proved it was a good bike. Like it was a really good bike. And then the trail bikes were sick, and the new e-bike was insane. It was just like really good bikes. Like, and so that's why I know it's a company, and so higher up is the reason why I folded, not from them selling. So hopefully some rumors are true that they've got bought out by someone, because I mean, I felt like the brand was doing really good for its image, and then so it was a bit really shit to see, but hopefully, yeah, like they're the first bike brand that I got qualified and then also got a podium for. So you always got to remember those things, really.
Yeah. So the downhill scene in Ireland, what is that like? Because it seems from a distance to be really passionate, but lacking infrastructure.
Oh yeah, like you go to I think Irish downhill is it's savage. It is so good, and like I wish, obviously it's lacking infrastructure because our government is wank, and they don't believe in any other sports. Like you'll go to Ireland. We've got mountains. What people don't believe, we actually have some mountains. Like we've one bike park which is privately owned, Glencullen Adventure Park, which is a sick bike park. I always go there. Like it's just beside on the Dublin Hills, right beside the city, and I always go there a good bit. But it's a privately owned bike park. Like it's no government. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the government gives something, but it's not like when you come here and there's fucking 74 gondolas in one hill. So like we just don't have the bike parks. Or even in the UK, like there's heaps of bike parks. You got Dovey, fucking Bike Park Wales. You've got proper tracks as well. So there's just so much. So the Irish scene, like you go up and you can tell it's a national race. Like the uplifts are in tractors and stuff, but the fields are stacked. I think there was 60 juniors in the last one, and those kids were fucking moving. I'm pretty scared, to be honest. When they get older, might need to go start sorting them out, so they don't come up and take our spot. But like they are riding rapid, and I think they're gonna give, like in a few years when they all come to juniors, there's gonna be fucking heaps of Irish flags in those results cities. Like I think we've got Dara Ryan and Callum Morris. Callum's in junior, so he's actually racing the World Cups. I think he's always on the brink, and I know he's on the exact same way I was when I was a junior. Just never have like proper time away training. I think he just came off the Vitus as well. So he's came off the same bike I was on. I think he just got a Polygon, which is a good bike, but he literally got it. I think Poland was his first race, and I think he was only point something off qualifying. So like he's going against these kids who are pretty much have moto parents, which I'm sure you know what that means. Like parents who just like hugely invested, which is not a crazy thing in Ireland. Like when you go to Ireland, it's like chasing your dreams isn't really a thing. I think I'm pretty sure McGregor said the exact same thing. Once you're in school, it's like you do your secondary school, you do 6 years, go college, fucking spend 4 years in that, and then you're in a trade like a brickie or a labourer, or you're in an office somewhere, and it's not known.
The system of like crush your dreams.
It is
set.
crush your fucking
I think
dreams.
it's similar in Scotland as well.
Yeah.
I think maybe a little bit less so because Ireland is actually on its own, so
Yeah.
it feels a little bit more like isolated. But in Scotland, it's the same. And as soon as you start doing something, people like will talk down on it, but because you're just breaking the mold a little bit.
Yeah, like I remember in school getting slagged for riding bikes for the crack, but like it's just like in the teachers won't like they're not. There's just no follow your dreams. It just sounds too cringy, and I think Irish people are just so brutally honest and just will say anything. It's like when you say follow your dreams, you're like, God, that's fair soft. Like why would you do that? Go work on the farm or go on the building site and become a brickie. It's just so simple. So like, yeah, it's just not. But I think kids are now starting to realize like they're basically saying, "Fuck that! I want to go ride bikes and make money." So it's quite they've
got the internet, so it's like you can see it happening.
Yeah, they've got the internet and they can see it. And I like to think we're slightly playing a part in that, just kind of showing a few young fellas and girls as well. Like you can actually do it with Ireland Hills. Like, I just love to see some big races in Ireland. That's what we need. Like, the races are stacked. I think the last race sold out in an hour. And I don't know if you've seen videos of the crowds. The crowds are savage.
Yeah, the crowds, yeah.
Like, full chainsaw jobs. The tracks, like, that last track did scare me. It was just flat out with not a padding in sight. Great crack. Like, savage track. And the guys at Gravity BC did a great job on it. Jesus, you're fucking moving. I was like, right. Well, I want to make it this season. I want to survive. But it's like it's just getting there. So it's getting there so fast as well. So I think we just need a big race in Ireland, which is possible if the government ever got their hand out of their hole and invested in something besides, I don't know what the fuck they'd be investing, but stupid shit. But yeah, it'd be cool to see. Maybe a hardline. I'd like to.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Well, that's pretty possible. To be fair, a hardline in Ireland would be pretty possible. Maybe so. We'll have to see.
Sick. And your parents, were they kind of like pushing you? Like you said, they were supporting you. So
yeah, at the start, no, not really, because we have horse farms, so it's like, and then we did we did trials for 5 years, and then sacked that off because we're like, there's just no future in it. But it's more just because I wanted to go. I always wanted to do motocross, or I think I was offered a spot when I was a kid as well on a motocross team.
No way.
So I was like, I always just wanted to go fast, and then like my parents were like, not a chance. I think my mom she was actually kind of like on the looser end. Like my dad, he's just flat out farmer, full day. Like he paid for it, so he didn't care, but he was just, it was coming out of his bank account, but as long as I was doing something right. But yeah, at start there, like school, college, you have to do all that, because my sister's a vet, my brother's doing engineering and stuff, so they're like, you have to do that. And then once I actually started doing well, I'm like showing them I can actually do this, then they're like, all right, fair. Even though I think my first year elite must have costed 30 grand, maybe more, even more. I think it's insane money. And like they definitely like funded all of that. I did go to a building site to try and make some money, but that was only, I think I could only work for about 3 or 4 months before I actually had to start racing. And I think I only made maybe 5 or 6 grand there, and I probably blew it in the space of a month at a World Cup, really. So, but
that's pretty good though for a few months' work.
Yeah, it's pretty. They had me like, I was doing laboring, but I swear I was a advanced labor. Like they had me bricklaying, doing electricity, plumbing. I fucked all those jobs, by the way. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, I was doing a bit of plumbing as well. Not a good one.
Yeah, like I remember just drilling holes like at houses, just completely
squint as fuck.
Ways. And I remember doing like the insulation in the roofs and stuff. I think it was my last week of work, so I was like just going up the roofs, doing the insulating and just making sure like the toggles were in the wall properly. Like I didn't see daylight for fucking the straight week because it was in winter. So I'd go there, it'd be dark. I'd get in the roof and it's dark, and I'd get my 10 minutes of daylight to go get my fucking spicy chicken roll from the shop, and then get back in the attic. I mean, it was great cracks. You'd have banging tunes and you'd be up on some roof, but yeah, it was nice to leave there and go racing, really. But yeah, I mean, I think I've had insanely easy upbringing. Some of these racers have worked way harder than me, but like to come here like with side jobs and stuff. But I like to working on the building sites. I think it's good to show you, right, you need to make this work or you're gonna fucking
you're doing this, yeah,
you're gonna end up here. So it's nice to see that. Like, I mean, working on a building site, if you're making good money, is pretty good. But I was cleaning toilets and shit and just doing all their shite work. So I don't want to be a laborer. Yeah.
Yeah. I think some of the people that I like most, I respect a lot of people and like meet so many cool athletes and lots of inspiring people around. But some of the people who I have the most respect for are tradespeople.
Yeah. Fuck.
Some of the people that I've seen when I was plumbing, I'm just like mad respect, and they're enjoying it as well.
Yeah,
like you see those joiners and they're actually enjoying it, and the electricians and they're enjoying it. It's like,
to be fair, electrician and a joiner now, they're making good cash.
Yeah.
And they're not too bad, but fuck the brickies, but like their backs must be blown out to fuck.
It's the scaffolders you
yeah,
watch
the scaffolders.
Like,
like, those boys, I'm just like, fair fucks. They're adding elements to the electricians. Like, so far, I've heard a few of my mates electricians, and I'm like, fuck, they're making more cash than I am. It's savage, but they're rolling around in pretty nice cars.
Yeah, it's the scaffolders, man. They're scary.
Yeah,
they're actually scary.
I've heard them having scream matches and lobbing shit down from the roofs like monkeys, just fucking hammers, screaming at each other. It's brilliant crack now for me, but yeah, as long as you don't get hit by crossfire, big fucking 2x4 coming down at you. But yeah,
there are moments where it's enjoyable though. Like I remember I was under a floor.
Yeah,
I had to crawl. I couldn't fit in. My boss couldn't fit in, so I was the only one that could get under the floor.
Yeah.
I had to crawl from one side to the other side of the house, like through like little tiny holes.
Yeah.
And my job was to hammer a wall on the other side down. And I remember just underneath this thing, like just full dust mask on, just swinging, and it's like the rough concrete.
Yeah, nothing.
And I remember I was just like dying, and I just like bursted like laughing, just because I was like, this is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this is like, how is this even legal? You know what I mean? It's mental.
That was the one thing I wonder. I was like, how can you imagine buying a gaff and having me doing some important jobs on it as well, like fucking bricklaying? I'm like, geez, how the fuck was that allowed? Some cowboys going on, but yeah, no, can't complain.
I did this one really bougie house.
Yeah,
everything was like cream and white, everything like that. Taking the radiators off.
Oh yeah,
and you can bleed the radiators dry, but there's still like sediment left.
Yeah,
and it's black, like absolutely black as fuck. So I'm like lifting this radiator up, and I slip, and I pour all the black sediment on the white carpet.
Fuck.
I spend the next like 6 hours trying to clean it up, but it just didn't come out. And it's just like this mad house.
Job's fucked.
I've just completely fucked it. Yeah. Like the boss is raging. Like, what is going on, you know? Need to get out of here.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, so motocross.
Oh yeah.
I fucking love motocross. Everyone's going to get sick of me talking about motocross.
Loving it. Oh, it's great. Yeah. I've always wanted a moto, just could not afford one until I actually started making money on my own. And then actually the way I bought that bike, didn't even cost me that much. That's a funny story. But yeah,
can you tell the story or?
Yeah, well, like it wasn't anything bad, but well, anyway, just because I've seen Reese's videos and it's just all the boys just ripping moto in the winter. It's just so sick. And I live on a farm, so like I literally my own track is right beside my house. So it's pretty handy, but yeah, for buying a bike, they're just so expensive. I was looking at shops. I wanted something fresh enough. I was like, right. Checked around shops. I think it was like $7,000 for a moto. I was like, fuck that. Facebook Marketplace is where I bought my car, even though the gearbox blew after the first fucking 20 minutes of owning the thing. But I was like, I have faith in the second buy. Had a look at motocross bike, and I was like, right, found a Husky 2022 for €4,000. I think 20 hours. I was like, savage. Fuck yes, this is brilliant. Stoked. Message Boca. I was like, right, be there. I thought it was like some part. I don't know why the location had it. There's some part down the country. I was like in the countryside. So I was like, grand, it's not dodgy because like your fucking motorbikes are getting stolen all the time. And yeah, I was like, not dodgy. And then the location just changed. I was like, fuck's sake. And I just went into some, I think, estate in North Dublin, which is a lovely spot, but not the best spot of the city. Especially where this wasn't a great spot either. I was like, oh, fuck. But I was like, it's too late now. I need to see it through. Rocked up there with my mom and the horse box in the back. And like, I remember just going through the state and like smashed bottles, burnt out cars along it. And we're like, and my mom was just like, are you sure about this? And I was like, no, it'll be grand. This lad, he's got motocross bikes. I did a little Facebook profile scoop. I was like, he's got motocross bikes and it'll be grand. I get to stay, messing him like, I'm here. And then I'm like, here. And he's like, drive down the end of the state. I'm like, we got a tray here. We can't. He's like, grand. And then some bloke bombs up on a brand new Yamaha Monster Energy Edition bike, full North Face tracky runners,
No way.
little balaclava and a little fox helmet. I was like, oh, bollocks. Like, these are just the boys who bomb around like housing estate greens and stuff, just ripping. He bombs up and down and he's like real deep North Dublin accent. He's like, here, bud, yeah, my mate's down there in the road here. Come down and meet us. Like, I was like, I got the box here. Like, come up. And he fucking tears off, like, just middle of state, like, top spec. Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck did he get that thing? And then, what was it? And then the other bloke comes up on the bike I'm buying, and he bombs about 3 or 4 times, just banging off the limiter. I was like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, no. Just popping wheelies.
What the fuck?
And then just rips up on a skid, and he stops, and he's like, little short bloke, again, full tracky job. Runners, like the runners with the bubbles as well. And then no helmet. And then he's like, yeah, bro, the bike's mint, like, and all this. I'm like, look, I'm looking at the bike, and the bike is mint. Just like back tire is bald on the top. I was like, fuck's sake. I was like, maybe he just doesn't want it. Like, he did say he ripped a track a few times, but you could tell the track was probably shite, and it was mainly just around the housing estate. And then these 2 other blokes just appear as well, full tracky job again. I'm like, fuck's sake. And then I was like, look at the bike. I could tell, like, you see Loctite in the bolts and all, 20 hours on it. I was like, I'm too far deep. I need this bike. Like, it's a savage deal. And then I was like, right, can I have a bounce on the bike? And he's sitting on the bike. He's like, yeah, give us the cash first. While sitting on the bike. I was like, quit electric start bike. I was like, like, and I was like, actually, I'll look around. And it's kind of like back to forth. Try not to say like, you're just going to rob me.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you could. And then my mom actually came out. She's like, oh, what's the problem? And then he was like, well, he won't give me the cash. And I won't let him on the bike. And we're like, we have a horse box here. And like, you guys are a bunch of motocross bikes. You just chase us straight away. And eventually she stands in between these 2 lads while I just quickly bounce on this bike, start it up. And I'm like, right, but the suspension isn't seized. The thing's mint. I was like, Mom, give him the money, put the bike straight in, and like just drove home and just checking to see if they're following us and stuff. And then like check the bikes for air tags, check the VIN number on the side as well to make sure she wasn't nicked. And like, wasn't stolen, was nothing. It was just,
no way.
It was just so sketchy. All right. Cause like it's so, but me and my mates were joking. It's like, we're probably have every 3 sales he did to that bike, he probably robbed the 200 people. But it's a brilliant bargain, like 4,000 euros for a 2022 Husqvarna 250, like unheard of. I probably still sell the bike for more than I bought it right now.
Yeah.
I was buzzing. I was just more waiting for him to come back and take the bike back from me, but she's still there in the house.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was just a funny story. I was just like stoked to see it true and came out with a nice bike. Probably could have got robbed, but yeah, we're and then yeah, it was a good life lesson to be fair. Because then when I bought my Audi, I met like a real nice guy. He's like super friendly, and then the gearbox blew up on me like 20 minutes into the drive home, and they found out they like filled the gearbox up with real heavy oil to like mask the noise of grinding and shit. Fuck. So, but then anyway, back to moto. Yeah, yeah. Back to that's the story anyway. If people are wondering what was. It's a good story. I'll definitely be buying my second bike off Marketplace for sure. Yeah. Could get robbed, but
back to the estate for a freshie.
Back to the estate. I'm sure the boys will hook me up with another one. Yeah.
That's class. So have you done any motocross racing?
No, I'd love to. I'd love to do a grass track or something, but I'd just be like worried I'd plop over and then some massive cunt would just mow me out on a 450.
Yeah, it's definitely not safe.
Ring up old Jorge. Yeah, I tried to be Ken Roxon and got fucking smoked. But yeah, it would be a good crack. I think if I've been to tracks and done track days and stuff, and it's great. I wouldn't say I'm shite. Nah, I'm pretty dodgy, but I think I like a grass track race could be a good crack maybe or something. So I think I definitely will do one for the laugh. Because it's just so fun. And the training's insane. Like you rock up to World Cup, you're just getting no arm pump or just fatigue and your whole body position just stays the same because, similar body position really.
Yeah, so. That's what you were saying about the 10-minute, like pushing your bike up the hill. I was wondering, like, is moto came into it, but you're saying trials as well? Like
yeah, so trials as well. Like I think trials is perfect for the skill. Just all that janky, awkward stuff. It made you quite loose and lanky, really. But moto is it's just so fun. And it's also just good for the mind. Like if you get fatigued, and it's good to ride fatigued as well. Yeah. Downhill, we just can't do that. There's no tracks. You get fatigued and you keep riding.
I know what you mean, yeah.
If you go do 15 or 20 minute moto, you're going to be super fatigued, and then just
But you can keep riding.
just
though.
keep going through it, and then just, your arms are gonna be smoked. But it's just, I think it's savage training, and it's just great, and so something different to do as well, really. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more. Probably the Huskies due for a change in soon. But and I've track at home is great crack, just making new features every now and then.
Sick.
Yeah,
You getting the diggers as well? Make some.
I need
jumps.
to get a digger in. To be fair, the old tractor she's having a hard time.
This is a bit of like a left turn, but I was gonna ask: Are you religious at all?
Yeah, I'd be a little bit. Like, I think Irish Catholic family, like you're brought into it. And my dad, like,
Are you going to church like regularly?
yeah, I actually went to church. Like, well, with my dad, when I'm home, I go to church, mass every Sunday with him. Like, most time I wouldn't be listening to a fucking thing the priest is saying, but I am a little bit. Like, it's more nice to go with my dad because fuck, if I didn't go with him, either he'd be going by himself or my little sister would go because she get. But as kids, like, you'd not be missing mass. I think I missed a race to go to church once.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, like, we're not crazy religious nutters, but like, I think it's good to have some bit of faith there.
Yeah,
like, I'd always pray before a run as well, whereas, bless yourself up, because I do it every run. I feel like, fuck, I don't want to not do it and absolute eat shit. So I think I would say I'm a little bit religious as well. I feel like a lot of the riders are, but they just don't say it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why I kind of want to ask.
Yeah, no,
I remember hearing the Gwyn was, and then it was interesting because he didn't talk about it either.
Yeah, like, I think people like, oh, if you say you're religious, they're like, oh, it's crazy. I don't give a fuck. Like, come say it to my face. But
yeah.
Like, it's
it's weird how it's like a taboo. Like,
even at home, I feel like nowadays it's like, oh, someone's religious. Like, if they, like, I don't mind people slagging religion, but just don't slag me for being religious, really.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't be following. I'm definitely not following whatever the commandments are. I'd say I've definitely broken them all. But I mean,
no, but there's a way to.
Yeah, like, I'll still go to mass, and I won't, like, I'll still believe in some of the stuff they say, not everything. So I have my own little version, but yeah, I would always say a prayer most nights, and yeah, seems to be doing the job. I'm really loving my life at the minute, so touch wood. Thanks, Rico. Yeah, but I think Ireland was such a religious country. Like, probably 20 years ago, it was like the church was everything. Now, not so much, because younger generations are cheeky bollockses, but it's probably a good and bad thing. The religion, church isn't so much in control, but yeah, it's I think most Irish people are a little bit, or are religious. So yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about the sort of your attitude towards bike setup as well.
Yeah,
because you strike me as the type of person that would be like a real set and forget.
Yeah,
type of character, like not really give too much of a fuck about it.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that way. Like, beforehand, like,
well, you were more of a puzzler before?
No, fuck no. Like, I'd ride a race run with Gillette and actually not PSI, but changing completely compression settings. Like, for snowshoe, my first podium, I copied the Atherton setup.
Right, yeah.
Just copy their setup. I think the day before race day, stuck with it, even though we weigh completely different bikes. And I could tell from the videos the bike was not working at all. But I mean, yeah. And then, like, throughout the winter, I wouldn't really care too much about settings or setup as well. I just ride the bike. As long as the front end, like the cockpit's right and stuff, I'm kind of happy. But definitely now racing, a bit more puzzling. Like, we have the telemetry on the bikes and stuff. But that's more like our engineer would just be on the team. He'd read the data. He'd ask you how you feel, change something if you're happy. Job's done. If not, but if first day of practice is done, I still can't get the bike complete the way I like it, fucking fuck the settings, go ride faster and forget about it.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's kind of same with lines as well. Like, I'd give myself the first day, unless a whole new line opens up, I give myself the first day, if I'm happy with those lines, won't change. Just practice on riding those as fast as you can. Even though if it's the slowest line, it's the fastest line I can hit it. So it's kind of like, unless a brand new fucking freshy line that was insanely quicker, noticeably quicker, then maybe swap to it. But same with settings. I wouldn't be changing much quality days. I kind of just, like, even Poland, the bike the bike felt amazing, but not, I felt like we could have had it better. But there's a stage just to forget about your head and think about the race now. So, well, I feel like some riders get way too caught up in that stuff. I'm like, pipe down there, lads. Enough of the clicks. Just go ride the bike.
Yeah, it's like having the conviction to be like, this is enough. Like
Yeah, like
it's down to me.
I'm
People,
going, yeah,
yeah,
I'm going down a rabbit hole for no reason here. Like, I'm sure we could all have a perfect bike setup. I'm sure I could be nowhere near it, but I mean, I don't have it, so hard luck. That's what winter preseason testing is really for. So like every race, I'll put telemetry on, but it is super helpful. But yeah, after a while, it's good to take it off and just worry about riding. Really.
yeah. It's a sport where like the lack of thought is important. So it's like
Yeah,
and as many thoughts as you can remove is
Yeah,
actually better. Like you were saying in a race run, it's kind of like you're not really thinking. You're kind of ticking it off.
yeah. Like right now, my setup will probably stay the same for the whole season. Like a few clicks here and there, but I mean, I'll probably run the same spring the whole season, unless I just get way fatter somehow. But like same cockpit height, and then that will lead to same fork pressure. But then to like compression will mess around, except hardline. That's where you whack on the fucking heavier stuff. But yeah, it'd be from now on. I'd say like Leo Gang will probably run the exact same setup I'm running here because it's working on this track, so it should work somewhat. That way we will see what the timer says, but I won't be changing anything crazy. I don't really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Was that your first time in New Zealand?
Yeah, first time.
Yeah.
Fucking savage place.
Yeah,
Savage. Yeah. So good.
Did that help you a lot, you think, coming into this year in terms of just ride time?
Yeah, and like, I don't think I've rode a bike so much in my life, like in New Zealand. Like, just this winter I just rode. I don't think there was a time like 100 times maybe more in Ireland. It's crazy amount of riding. I think one day I did 20 laps from Skyline to Cornet Peak, and like they're proper runs, and that is literally a week's worth of riding in Ireland, which is insane to think about. And dry, fast, proper riding. So when you came into this season, like I started off the season with my best result, and then the second race I won. So obviously it was, due to the new team and proper setup and proper bike, but also I think pre-season proper riding as well. Like it was sick, and just it's nice being down in summer. It's such a nice place. It's so safe. Everyone's so sound. Old lads are down there. It's just great crack. And Ireland in winter, I'm sure same with you guys, it's pretty miserable. Like it gets dark at 4. You power wash your kit, fuck knows how many times a day, and you're at the chance of injuring yourself so easily as well. Slippy, tight conditions. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back down pretty soon.
Yeah, you go back out there, you think?
Yeah, pretty much once New Year's ends, once season ends, I'll do a little holiday down in South Africa with Jackson, Ike, Teo, and the boys, probably Gonzalo as well, and a little holiday down there, and then for a week and a half, then get the gym program for Millway, get the new bikes, get team camps done, and then straight down the exact same way we did it last winter. Really, probably a bit more in New Zealand, a bit more testing, really. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
You mentioned Hardline.
Yeah.
Have you seen presume you've seen the photos?
Yeah, I just seen the video of Bernard hitting it.
Oh, he hit it?
Yeah, he hit it. Yeah, not that long ago. So if Bernard hears this, fair fucks. As it looks sick. I'd say it this year looks sick, and I was so stoked with Tassie. That was such an insane track. Was so sick, proper race, and to win that was fucking insane. Like the reaction as well, like from social media, was just insane for it. And then just it was such a proper race as well. I felt like we were lacking a few World Cup racers. I would have loved it if Bruni and a few of those boys came down, because I think everyone thought Tassie was going to be super gnarly, but it was actually an insane track. So
it looks so fun.
Yeah,
I really wanted a shot on that one. It looks so good.
Probably the best track I've ever ridden. Like the features are still too big to be a World Cup, but not like Wales. And it was a bit more like we were lapping it out, which was just the best laps ever, which is pretty rare for Ireland. You don't really do laps because you're gonna die at some stage. But this one, it was like laps, and then we're like actually doing line choice and shit, which is pretty crazy. Like to be thinking in that racer mode and stuff. Now I wasn't on the same bike I'm on now, so it was kind of hard juggling with that.
Yeah, was that just the standard old one?
So it's standard carbon Mondraker.
But there was a prototype, but it was probably don't run it for hardline type it, yeah.
So I was on the prototype all winter. Like that was the only Mondraker I ever rode. And then they didn't want me riding the proto for hardline, but just because that bike hasn't been put through those kind of impressions, and they changed a bit since the MS bike as well. Just a few tweaks, but they didn't know how strong it would be, which is fair. I mean, last thing you want is a bike breaking on live TV. So I was like, I can't argue with that. Even though I was on the same bike the whole time in Queenstown, and fucking trust me, in Queenstown we're doing some gnarly shit. But so it was a bit annoying hopping on that bike because I only got 3 days of riding before racing it. Now,
Was it a big difference?
yeah, massive difference.
Huge,
bike.
yeah.
It looks somewhat similar, but like from the flex in the stiffness, and then just how the bike works, like it was, yeah, I much prefer the new one. But I mean, we still won, so I can't really complain. But and it was still a sick trip. But thankfully, I'll be on the Proto for Wales, which would be nice.
Right, yeah.
On the and then it's a proper race bike, really.
Yeah.
Be interested to see how it does in the big jumps, because right now we have it set up in such a race way. I don't think a lot of people think race bikes don't jump and hit bike park stuff that well at the minute. I'll have to change it. So I'll go Dovey for beforehand to get her used to the old big G outs up the lips. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'd be sick.
Did you ride much on the old bike when you got, because you signed, when did you?
So when I've been talking to Mondraker a good while through the winter. So it's kind of like in the works talk. So I rode the prototype, like a version of the prototype, a few laps before I signed, just to make sure that and I could tell kind of straight away that this thing works. Like it was nowhere near my setup. It was front end was super low. I think the bike was too small for me, but you could tell, right? It was like, right, this thing goes. So, and I've only rode the prototype, and then I only hopped on the old carbon bike 3 days before Hardline. So I didn't exactly have a lot of time on it, but yeah. And then we did a little bit of practice on Hardline to help there. Yeah.
Still managed to win.
Yeah. It was still a good bike, but I think the other bike we would have definitely put faster time in. Like just because it's actual race bike and it's the bike I'm used to. So it would have made sense.
And did that sort of help your like belief that it was like possible, or to do it at the World Cups? Or?
Definitely not winning the World Cups because we didn't have everyone there. But I mean, I still beat Berner, George, and like some top racers there as well. So it wasn't like, there wasn't some big racers, and it was a proper track. It wasn't like it's a hardline like classic hardline track where everyone goes to. Everyone was going flat out. So yeah, definitely helped the confidence a lot. And then also through social media, like I think I got like 10,000 followers even just from that, and it just made the profile so much bigger. Like you're getting more noticed at bike parks. It was quite cool and stuff. But then also I was kind of like, I need to back it up now. Like if I go to a World Cup and fucking do shit, it's like people are just like, Hardline was just because it was Hardline. So yeah, it's pretty nice to back it up. But I love Hardline. I think that's my ideal of a proper race. The World Cup should have jumps like that. I think it's what World Cups need, really.
Yes. Hard, I guess, so that the kind of tight schedule,
and
the wind on jumps and
like
it would be hard, but I get you. It's like
just bigger features, even if I think if they made features, obviously that they can't get wind affected, but like it's just wood. Like imagine Poland, you just have those sick woods. Poland's sick race, but just maybe like a nice big 50-foot double somewhere, which you have a ride around, but it is quicker to hit the double.
Yeah,
or bigger jumps. It just force all the other riders to do it as well. Like you had a double that was fucking massive. Obviously, you had a good ride around, or you could triple it, or you could
double single or something.
Like national motocross, really.
Yeah,
it just forced other riders to actually have to hit those things, and I could see a complete shift of the results, which I think would be great, because I'm sure there's some riders who are really fast now that wouldn't want to do
big jumps like that,
a 70 or 80 foot double on a World Cup race. Obviously, you'd have to have a proper track maintenance crew and probably the same builders going to each World Cup, but I mean, it's just kind of right step, and hopefully we'll get a Hardline series so I don't have to keep complaining.
Yeah, when I was scrolling on your Instagram, there was some fucking big jumps that you were doing in like 2017. Like tiny kid, but there was these sketchy looking massive doubles that you've been doing.
They're
jumps.
I've built all those ones myself. So sick. They're pretty sketchy, but like I mean, you look at a motocross national or supercross, the fucking size of jumps they do in those things. Like I know we're not on a 450 that you can seat bounce the fuck out of, but I mean, come on, you look at Hardline, Wales, and those 90-foot doubles. They're safe as, like, they're so chill. Well, you got to sprint into them, but you can hit them on a race run. I just think that's a perfect example why we can't have those in the World Cup. But I know we have, 180 elites and 100 juniors rocking up, and then like it's just so much more into it. But I think that's what World Cups need. Is it would just be so much spectacular. But maybe that's why Hardline does so much better in the viewing, because it's only a race that has those. So yeah, it's just I just want big jumps in a proper racetrack. Would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said this into the Riders Union, but no one responded to me. But yeah, it's but that's why I love Hardline so much, because the tracks are just proper. The sick tracks.
Yeah, so your inspirations in terms of athletes, like you mentioned McGregor. He's obviously really inspiring, but
yeah, he's in a certain way.
A certain way, I get you. It's
like he's a funny bloke, but I don't think I'd want to be the McGregor of mountain biking, because I think a lot of people hate him as well. But
you gotta respect what he did.
Yeah, you got like I don't think he's had an insane upbringing. I think like he was he a plumber beforehand and stuff, and like I'm sure he puts in the work. I know I'm sure a lot of his thing is an act as well. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, he said that after the. I'm a bit of a McGregor fan.
Yeah.
Like I see the toxic parts of him, and you kind of like take. But no one's perfect, sort of thing.
Yeah, but the money he's brought in for UFC is insane.
Yeah,
like even if it is an act, he's probably happy at home. Maybe he's a sound bloke with a fucking rake load of cash in his bank account. Now downhill, I think we were saying this before. You could do it in the press conferences, being a bit of a cocky cunt to bring people in and call people out. Like you could do that, but then I don't think it's a sport, because we're not smacking each other in the face. We're lining up by ourselves, or it's not like motocross. I think motocross could really do it in McGregor. I think it'll be funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Because they're actually lining up and they are smacking into each other. But downhill, we're all so friendly because we're all mates. Like I get along with everyone on the circuit, so friends with them, so I can't really go calling anyone out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like it would be cool if there was something like that in the sport. But I think somebody needs to do it, and someone needs to be the comp. But I'm sure that comp they'll have a good image then for sponsors and stuff. So it's it's a funny one.
Yeah, you had like your Sean Palmer, I guess, back in the day.
Yeah,
but it's nothing like as you say, it's so friendly. Me and Reese. I mean, Reese wrote Supercross since he was like motocross since he was 6, and the pits, the vibe in the pits.
Oh, I'd say it's terrible.
Oh man, it's like families fighting each other. It's like really enemies across the way.
Yeah, even went to a track day.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I just kept pulled the husky out of a horse box and fucking redlined the cunt a few times to get warmed up. And like I had a pretty nice like Alpine Star set. Alpine Star hasn't gave me a moto kit, so I looked like the dog's bollocks.
Yeah.
The fucking stares I was getting from these lads.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I was like, what the fuck? Stare.
And then they're kind of like almost T-boning you on the track as well. It's like
I'd be just having a bit of crack out there and just getting awful stares. And you rocked it downhill like through the pits. I'd feel confident to walk into any pits and chat away with anyone for a good while. Like I'd be in Atherton pits talking shit with the boys all the time, like Charlie and Andy, like my best mates. So like or the syndicate, I just waddle in, steal a few cans of Red Bull and then waddle out. Like it's just they probably might be getting pissed off. I don't know, but it's it's just a great vibe, and you have mates in all these different pits, and you walk over, say hi to your friend, and say hi to their manager, and like it's just which is sick.
It's so friendly. It's the best part about it.
We just enjoy it. Like I think any rider could come into our pits and I'll make them a cup of tea. But I think if it's motocross, fuck, you'd be nearly getting to scraps in the way. Like I'd always wondered. I'd be like, I could imagine if we were all motocrossers, the exact same as us, what would it actually be like?
Yeah, I've always wanted to see a motocross race just from downhillers.
I said that as well. It'd be great crack.
That'd be unbelievable.
It'd be a good video. Like I'm sure we were saying, where were we saying this? In Poland, we were saying we should get a motocross race in like that place in Italy or something. Now, I mean, we could end up losing half the field because we're all super competitive.
Yeah, but that's it.
Who's going to want to lose that
race? It doesn't
race?
seem realistic because it's that dangerous that who's going to sign the dotted line? All the teams are going to say no.
Yeah, like I'd be lining up trying to keep up with Dakota, and fuck, he knows how to rip moto, and fuck, I'm there just fucking Ronnie Mack in the cunt, just banging off the limiter.
Yeah, but I know Reese would be lining up for that like P1 for sure.
And I know, like, I'd say Dak, Gwyn, there's so many of these boys who are just rapid on motos, so it would be sick. It'd be a good video. Maybe
Yeah.
pit bikes, I think.
You would need pit bikes would be
Pit
okay,
bikes
like
could be-
TTRs.
But you'd want a proper race.
Yeah, you
fucking-
want a proper race with,
all our own mechanics,
but
and
also
stuff.
like cameras on every person.
Yeah.
So like if there is any like little weird interactions or whatever, or like a bit of beef on the track,
Yeah.
like it'd be such good content.
Nah, it'd be pretty. Or bring four cross back. I'd
Yeah.
be keen for that. That'd be good crack. But yeah, it is crazy cool how good downhill is in that sense. And like I know I said like it'd be cool if there's beef for the story, but only for the story. Like we're all having such the best time out there because we're all just mates. Like you practice with anyone you want. You follow lines, like help each other out because you're helping someone, but then also you're gaining something as well. So it's like it's the pretty dream setup I think as well. For the sport really, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Sick. Your favorite? We've talked about inspirations for athletes. Films. So like both riding wise and non as well. So we'll start with riding films. Like, was there any like?
Yeah, riding films. I remember was it my neighbor Matt Jarvis? 'Cause he got me into mountain biking. In the back of his Jeep had like a little TV, and they're discs. And it must have been UK boys just ripping. I forget the name. Maybe it's Unearthed. Is that
Right.
the one?
Yeah.
That's the one. Real old school. Fuck, I must watch that thing about 20 times or something. Because I didn't have a phone. Like it didn't.
I think Rankin's been releasing parts of Earth that weren't in Earth as unearthed.
Unearthed, yeah.
Yeah, but
Fuck, I don't know.
you don't know the name of it.
I honestly don't know. I wish I did.
It wasn't like a Tommy C thing.
Could be the old Syndicate videos as well.
Yeah, they were sick.
I must have watched them.
This is PE as well.
Yeah, this is PD as well. I must have watched them 400 times.
Yeah,
and, like,
I was the same.
The old Syndicate videos were one of the main ones I'd watch. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I kept watching them until last year. Rewatched them because we had Bryceland, Greg, and all. It was just so sick.
Yeah,
and then like when PD retired and all, it's just like it didn't feel real. It's just like a TV show.
Yeah,
it was so sick,
so good.
Yeah, and like Death Grip as well. Like obviously the first one was just sick. I was kind of getting more into the not scene but biking then as well. But yeah, all those old school British stuff as well because we know Irish downhill riders or like racers or pros even. So it's like we looked at the UK guys because the closest blokes to us that spoke English. So yeah, I was like I'm like always looking up to those ones were pretty, and all the 50-1 boys and all. Like it was pretty crazy. Like the 50-1 boys were at my farm there not that long ago. I was like, fuck, it's just insane. Like how quick it just changed. Ready to become a mate to these guys to like idolizing over them as a kid. It's pretty cool.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Did you watch Won't Back Down, the PE?
Yeah, watched that. That was sad. Yeah, I remember that was sick. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I love that one as well.
Pretty emotional as well.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
They're all pretty insane, those shows. Yeah.
Sick. And for like films that aren't to do with biking, or like what's
Fuck. Probably the Top Gun ones. They're fucking
Top Gun?
Yeah,
Sick.
Top
Have you seen the
Gun's-
new one?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've
Yeah,
watched that about 4 times already.
It's banging,
yeah, it's
isn't
fucking
it?
savage. Without bikes then, I really nothing like that I'd be looking up to really. I like the McGregor series. That was pretty sick actually. That was quite cool. That was only recently I was watching recently like 2 years ago. So nothing too crazy I was like looking up to. But yeah, just the mountain bike series was just like never really crazy watched World Cups as well. That was the one thing. Hardline I did love watching. So it was that was a sick race to watch. But World Cups, maybe when Minar and Gwyn were having their series, like their battle.
Yeah.
From then on, I kind of started getting really into it. But before that, not an insane amount.
And did you go to Fort William to watch?
Never. No, I never
No.
watched the downhill race until I did one. So
No way.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's sick.
Um,
And there was this photo as well, just a fucking sick photo. It was the one where, like, big puddle splash photo.
yeah. Oh, bouncing through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the story with that photo?
Yeah, so it was me and Tommy were filming doing like just a video for Nuke Proof, and I was like, well, we were down in Carlo on my mate's tracks, and they're literally just a sponge with fucking muck on top, and then you're just riding down this waterway, and we're always I remember posting an Instagram video before that, same puddle bouncing out of it, and then we're like, right, I knew coming into it, I was like, get 6 shots. I built up a little dam and just, yeah, it was savage. Yeah, was it Biggie Smalls got that one, and Biggie Smalls, yeah, big up him for getting that shot. It was insane, really good shot.
That shot went pretty like viral almost.
Yes,
It's everywhere.
and like it's cool to see because photos usually haven't done like
recently.
Yeah, that was like I think the best photo ever posted, like besides the podium shot with comments and stuff. Was pretty sick, really cool. Yeah,
sick. You've done quite a few little bits and bobs with the films. I
I need to do more. I want to do more edits, more projects. That was probably the first proper one. That was just an Irish muck, and then I did the Vital Raw with John. But I need to do I want to do one on a style like motocross style track before mountain bike, just wide whoops. I think we need whoops and downhill.
You've seen that Hurricane edit with Fricks and Thomas?
Oh yeah, those boys.
Yeah,
fuck me, that is insane. Like that, something like that, but just wide, man. Just big, massive jumps, really. And just you watch it, and you're like, I want to buy that bike because the abuse it's just taking, and then just something. It would be cool to do more projects, really.
Let's get that lined up.
Yeah, I need to get that.
Whoever's watching.
Yeah, get that lined up.
Alpine Stars.
Yeah, get that going. Yeah, it would be cool. I just need to build a track. There's a few spots around me that would be sick to build, design your own kind of track. So it would be pretty sick. Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, it's build budget.
Yeah, I have heaps of mates who one Ollie Davey, his parents own the bike park and he's a fucking weapon on the old digger. So I have good mates who are really insane trail builders at digging. So it would be I have a good crew ready to go, and I have a mate who fucking owns a hiring company for machinery. He probably still charge me a bit, but I'm ready to go. I have an idea of a land to use as well that would be possible. It's like an old moto track on the side of a mountain. So it's I just need to get the diggers up and just fucking get shoveling. Really, it would be pretty sick.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it would be fucking cool.
Sick. I mean, that's all I've got.
Yeah, try not to swerve too far away. I remember a few podcasts I've done before. I've listened back to them. I'm like, fuck me, Ronan, just answer the question. Just talking shit.
No, it's been banging.
Yeah,
and I guess just good luck for Hardline.
Oh yeah. Well, you need that one, the whole parachute and swimsuit for that one.
Yeah, at least the jump's possible.
Yeah. Thank fuck. We seen that. We're like, if it comes down to practice day, and that's when Hardline is just the best thing ever. Because practice day, you've never seen. You can see in everyone's eyes just how shitting they are.
But everyone's in it together though.
Everyone's in together, and it's kind of there's always that little huddling, like penguins, just fucking terrified. So this year should be pretty sick though. We're from the new jump down, and we already know everything, so it should be pretty good. So
sick.
Yeah, buzzing.
Yeah, best of luck. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, mate. Yeah,
it was grand.
Stoked to be on it. Yeah, really happy.
Sick, man.
Sweet.
Class.
Cheers. Thank you.
That's a wrap.
Sweet.
Banging.